Yeah, Black Power.
I love that he was telling us to be silent, and he puts his hand up, and he's like, "Yeah, Black Power." What, Jonathan?
I don't know.
Oh my God, guys! Welcome to the Comedy Store podcast. We're going to try to be professional today. I'm Eleanor Kerrigan.
I'm Rick Ingraham.
The one that's not going to be professional.
Rarely.
It's true. We have the great Jonathon Pekar with us today.
Howdy, folks. Please keep your hands and arms inside the train and hang on to them hats and glasses, because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Oh, Jesus. You do voiceovers?
Not anymore. No, get that fucking asshole out of here right now.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, so I was trying to explain to people who you are, because people are like, who's Jonathon Pekar? I don't remember too. Yeah, your parents do that too?
Yeah.
They're like, we don't know how we conceived him, but he's ours. Is it? You mean that way? Like, what kind of?
No, then my dad just used to lie and say I came from an adoption agency. He's like, just give me that one
Smart.
fucking dream, okay? Fuck face, So, yeah.
But when did you get to LA? Because you're from Memphis, right?
From Memphis, and we loaded up the truck in like 1987 on July 4th, and coming here as a tourist to go to Disneyland and everything back in like 1979, driving by the Comedy Store. I'm 9 years old.
Wow.
And I see the names on the wall, and I'm like, I must go in there. And they're like, you have to be over 21. I mean, literally, I remember going, I will never live that long. That's unfair. Doesn't Gary Coleman get to do shit? He's a kid, you know. That's literally
we
my
all
thought.
We all wanted to be Gary.
Oh. I just saw Cheech and Chong's name and Johnny Carson's in the little tuck thing when we walked by, and I was like,
oh.
Yeah, I'm like, oh.
Wait, Johnny Carson's name's on the wall?
Yeah, right in the bar, right in the tuck. Oh, I'm a big trivia buff when it comes to where the fucking
No, that's
names
amazing, because
Johnny's
I didn't know.
Is right where Punky's little area is, right over in that corner.
The front bar.
Front bar.
Okay.
What the fuck is up with Sarah Silver's name? It says Sarah Silverman plays 365 days a year. Have you seen where they put her name?
Oh,
it's right on
it's
the
right
front.
in the front.
Yeah, it's over by
yeah.
Frankie Lemmerman as well.
It literally says.
By the way, I owe you an email, Frankie Lemmerman, if you're listening.
That she plays here 365 nights a year. And I'm like, wow, she is really committed to Mitzi's.
Yeah, I feel like they were like, we should put that somewhere predominant. And then they're like, what about here? And then after they painted it, they're like, well, that seems a little weird. But
yeah.
But
we don't have black paint? All right, it's staying right where it is then.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to where people's names are. I mean, when you and Freddie got your names on the wall, I was a waitress, so I remember that specifically because Freddie made such a big deal. His family came out.
Jesus.
They were videotaping. Were you videotaping or
No,
just skateboarding by? And you're like, dude, my name.
And they were painting it, and then Freddie and I, because Corey told me the story. Did Corey tell you the story about the videotape?
No.
Oh, Freddie is so wonderful. He's funny, even accidental. So the most important videotape of his life, he's getting the dudes painting his name up on the fucking wall.
Rick Freeman.
Yeah, Rick. Oh, love Rick.
Yeah.
And I'm there taking photographs, and we're hugging each other, watching our names going up, and it's like, this is great. He has the videotape, and he goes to show his parents. And Corey, and they take it.
Oh, I know
hits
this.
play. Through the tape, it's me being a dickhead and just trying to be funny, and all of a sudden, Corey halfway naked showing her tits and stuff. He has thrown in a videotape to film her running across the room naked, and then she pops in the, oh, Mijo! And she goes, Freddie's mom covers her own breasts and her eyes. So for some reason, she had to cover her breasts.
Smart.
Miss Anna,
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, that is hilarious. And then I just want to start crying because Freddie being gone, that is why it's so magical being here, realizing that was like, in my mind and minds, I always daydreamed that it's like, we'll be old and we'll get a goof on. I never, ever, I always, it's Johnny Sanchez,
Bobby Lee.
Exactly. All of us were in
that was your group, yeah.
Yes. And I was so just proud of all of us. And him being gone and not knowing, my mind for seeing all this other shit that we would have done gives me a whole even greater appreciation for not even coming back and seeing how cool it is now, but it's like, this is college for us.
Yeah, it's college, but it's always college, don't you think? I feel like it's a continual.
It is. I mean, I've been here basically every week since 2002, and now when I come, I don't. It doesn't feel like Like, I don't know most of the people here.
Wow, you just gave me anxiety because I think I've been here every weekend since 1993.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
I never go on vacation.
Right. Well,
So,
I go to Philly, so it's
unless
like
I
a week here or
go-
there.
I mean, honestly, it's rare that I would ever be gone for more than 4 days. But
Yeah. Now
the
I
crew
go on
of
the
people
road
I
more.
came up with, the guys I was in college with, Renazizi and
Yeah.
Simone and all those guys, they're all out on the
Danish and
road.
O'Neill. Oh yeah.
So like Danish and O'Neill, I still see, but it's like most of the crew I came up with are way more successful than I am. So they're out making money, and I come up here. I'm like talking to door guys. I know like 3 of their names, and the other ones like talk to me all the time. I'm like, man, I've talked to this guy so many times. I don't have a fucking clue what his name is.
Well,
But it's like,
just
I'm not
start-
gonna learn the young guys'
You also
names.
start not wanting to learn, right?
Yeah, I
Because
don't.
I'm like, we're turning into Harris Pete,
Oh.
where you don't learn
Hopefully.
somebody's
Mhm.
name
Hopefully, I
Hopefully.
can become Harris Pete.
until, like, Harris Pete would say,
Okay.
talk to me when you're here for 6 months.
Right.
And maybe I'll learn your name.
Right.
But if you don't because we're so transient here
Yeah.
that it's like, forget it.
I'm a big Kings fan, and that what
Oh,
his
yeah.
day job is, it's just like shocking. For those who know, he's a hockey goalie.
We
Does
had
he
him
still
on.
Do it?
We
Does-
had him on.
No, I know he moved.
He moved to Montana.
Montana.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we love Harris.
yes.
He's one of our
Yeah.
favorites.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like the practice goalie or something for him,
exactly.
and equipment
Very-
manager.
But he always invited us to games.
Yeah.
Like, he would always. Did he take you ever? Or
No, I did. I just
Just
I
thought he was
more
cool.
yeah, I just was so amazed with it because my brother and I had a way to sneak in always to go see games. So it's like I was like,
I feel like you
you
snuck in a lot of places.
I
I'm
have
just
snuck
gonna
in
say
many
that.
places. You learn how the doors work. And it's almost another thing that's been taught here. You just learn where the
Where the doors
here's
aren't
this door you're
censored.
never gonna get fucking through. Yeah, but that side door right there, 4 feet away from it,
Yep.
no one's even guarding. Well, come on, here we go. So
He's like Jimmy Pidd before Jimmy Pidd.
Oh, definitely.
This guy, doorman here, Jimmy Pidd, loved going to rock concerts, but his thing was figuring out how to sneak in. And so they were having some big
Like, he
music
never bought a
festival.
ticket.
Yeah. There was some music festival somewhere in LA, and our buddy Pete bought tickets for like, I think he got like 4 tickets, and then he was like, "Hey Jimmy, we're going to this thing. You can come." And he was like, "Where's it at?" And he told him, and he goes, "I already got tickets though." And he's like, "Keep it. I ain't taking the ticket." And he was like, "No, you don't have to pay me for it." And he was like, "No, I'm getting in. I ain't taking your ticket."
excellent.
And he was just like, "What's wrong with you, man?"
He'd rather get poison ivy sneaking under a fence in the back.
"No, just bring me in a trash can. I don't care.
Jimmy, you can get really gross. You can get sick.
Rather
from
be
that.
covered in soot than walk in for free like a civilian."
Yeah, you don't want that. You're no commoner.
I just thought it was so funny, just the concept of someone turning down the free ticket because they had a mission.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
It's an obsession after a while. Just
Oh,
pride after,
absolutely.
Yeah.
club people
comes
who
pride.
Yeah, it's
You're an
like
idiot.
pay to go in. That's just their.
So, what year did you start doing stand up?
Let's see. I got my little 2-page contract. I'm going to say 1995.
But how long were you here before she passed you?
3 weeks. I mean, just 3 weeks. I came in
you
and
were-
did a 3-minute spot. She asked me to come back and do a 6-minute spot. And then she asked me to do a 15-minute spot. And then every time she would ask me to come sit down with her, and I'm like, holy fucking shit, this is like, fuck. And then the 3rd week, and I didn't get called to the seat. And I'm like, fuck.
What
I
do you
shouldn't
think?
have
She's Carson? That's amazing. I didn't get called to the couch.
Well, right. Well, exactly. And I think it's over. And then I call Scott Day the next day. And this is Scott. Scott's the talent cat
I know
at
Scott.
the time. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well, Rick
Scott's
might
like,
not, but
yeah,
I
do
always
you know who
tease.
Scott
No.
Day is?
We
Oh.
love Scott.
I've heard
Day.
many a story, but I
I
don't
tell
actually know.
a lot of stories about
Oh, boy.
the great Scott
Yes.
Day.
I wonder what.
I
country,
know
right? I just picture him in a rice field right now, creeping around.
He
mud
could be.
somewhere and
He
filming
could be,
something.
yeah. He listens to the podcast. Hi, Scott.
Does he?
Yeah, he
Yay.
always writes me and says, "I feel like I was sitting in the room with you guys."
Yes, I'm quite.
Freddie used to
certain.
call him Scotch Day because he liked to drink a little
Oh,
bit.
man, when he lived in that apartment. The
Cat and the
craziness.
Fiddle. We used to go there all the time. He was fun, Scott Day. Plus, I was younger, so I wouldn't say I drank a lot more, but I would go party.
Yeah.
Like go hang out more.
You were still willing to have a good time in life.
For the most
Yeah.
part, I'd be like, all
Those were the
right.
days.
And so the Cat and Fiddle was his place. What I love that the way you're like, what can I say and what can't I say?
I know. I'm like thinking. Well, first, like, well,
we
fuck,
have a
am I going to let my
disclaimer.
mom hear this one? I'm pretty sure this one's out the gate. Letting the parents hear this one, so we might as well.
We have a
talk.
disclaimer. You can say whatever you want.
Oh, that's well. I'm more worried about just Mitzi. I'm always, it's
Mitzi's
here. It's like,
listening. listening.
Well, that's
She's right
really
here.
what makes it even more. As I was coming over in the car, I was thinking, fuck, it was easier when she was alive because at least she had the bot. Now it's just she's covering a lot more territory.
Yeah.
It feels, it's like
she'll shut all the power down. If
why
she
is
doesn't
he
like it.
going and saying that stuff?
Jonathan brought his skateboard on stage.
It's not really that funny.
Yeah, you're gonna get hurt. We don't have insurance. Don't be a dick. What?
My big claim to fame here, other than all the other silliness, is that me pitching to her what a .com is. We have to have the comedystore.com. What's a .com? Just
way ahead of his time.
Where does it go? I'm like, pitching and pitching and pitching.
Yeah, because you had a lot of other hats here, not just a comic.
I was the promotional director. I had the third floor for a while. If it doesn't quit smelling like pot up there, everyone's gonna get fired. And it's just that red table. Because who's Polly's guy, Bobby?
Bobby Grease.
The Grease.
Yeah.
Bobby and I are yelling and screaming at each other one day, and he makes me so mad I accidentally kick and put a hole in Mitzi's thing, and we all freeze because I know what I've done.
Yeah.
And he looks at me like, I've got the fucking greatest card on you in life. I will tell her you did this.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Put a little
Bobby,
slimy.
we're arguing over who's going to go see, whatever stupid thing it could possibly be. And it's just the silliness during the day here.
Oh, it was brutal.
But see,
he was a phone guy, right?
Oh,
did you do phone guys or no? You only did door.
I was only allowed to work the phones once, and then I was told I didn't have the personality for it. And no one even called back then. It wasn't like the phones ever rang.
Like, yeah, he's not gonna.
Dina's just like, bro, no. You got to work late nights, man. Like, what does that mean? But I was unemployed for a long time in my early days, so I was always just up here.
You're a full-time comic now, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yes, I love hearing that.
Yeah, so
you got to watch him. You'll watch him
out.
tonight. You'll be obsessed.
I was listening to the Jimmy Schubert thing you guys just did the other day, and when Jimmy said, like, the compliment, and first off, that was so nice, him saying the word. I thought that was really a good interview. I guess was that another day or two ago?
Yeah. He's last week, Thursday. It comes out every Thursday.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm new to all catching up on everything.
Okay.
I was like, I didn't even see that the .com had everyone's name on it. I'm like, fuck, my name's not going to be on the... Oh, thank God it's on there. Someone's freaked out. Okay. Because I always thought I'd be the first one. Get the ladder and the black paint. I'm painting over his name. I'm sick of it. I always thought I'd be the first one.
No, once your name goes on there, it's on.
Oh, yeah, only name I've ever seen painted over was Wheels. And I don't know who did it, but it only took
there was a lot of speculation of certain people that may or may not have done it, but we don't know who did it.
It took like 2 months, and then they repainted it in the same spot.
He was pissed. But he had a lot of enemies. He used to piss people off. Like, even Jonathan's like,
I remember people were like, Skippy Simon did it, and I was like, there's like a list of them.
Yeah, there was, but they would circulate, and then Wheels would always ask me, who did it? Who did it? Like, years later.
I invented painting over names, so whoever...
You did not. Wheels was here when you were here.
Oh,
obviously.
yeah. I looked at it, changed. It was 50, 80. I don't been down to pick it up.
Classic.
Fat guys aren't gay. We don't bend. I think that's Pinettes. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No. Oh, they bend over backwards for one another. Yeah. Isn't that him? Yeah. I think that's
hilarious. I love that you remember his.
Oh, I remember all this. I'll tell you, anywhere I am around the world, anywhere, I always am curious about, is it 2 o'clock yet? Because my body refuses to go to sleep because I know someone's on stage until 2 at the Comedy Store. And I'm like, I'm not turning my body off till I know there's no one there being funny right now.
That's
and
very strange.
And think about how long it's been since I've been here, and my mind thinks that way.
How long has it been since you've been here? Just out of
it's
curiosity.
been over at least a decade. I mean, I popped my head in once or twice because I'd bring Mitzi flowers and come say hi to Paulie, and because when I got that big check for Shark Week.
He was always good to Mitzi. Like, that's why she loved him so much.
Oh, I just love
but you got into producing, like you said, Shark Week. You produced Shark Week. That's
insane. And every time I'd
insane.
get a big fat check, I'd come and always say thank you because you really did this. Fuck USC. That's not my college. This is my college. And, and it was
Did you go to USC?
Oh yeah, film school. That's
I did not know that.
Well, that's when.
How much did you bribe them for?
None. I had to pay. You ready? $230,000 fucking dollars to get that piece of paper that was dipped in Jack Daniels and put a Beavis sticker on that hangs on my mom's wall now.
That's amazing. See, Memphis does everything different.
Backwards. No, we do everything backwards. Because literally, I did the Beverly Hills 90210 shit. And I needed a reel tape because I needed to come show up for Mitzi.
I remember you on
Mitzi.
that.
Yeah,
yes.
I figured I got to go get some TV work done, so then I'll have a reel tape and I'll be able to go to the comedy. All I care, it's like I'll do movies and TV so I can make it to the big time.
Like it's so easy.
Yeah, and it's like this is the way you get into the Comedy Store. Yeah,
That's
and that literally was just
everyone's here just like, hopefully I can get on TV someday. You're like, if I can just become a comedian at the Comedy Store.
Yes. Well, that is the Southern backwards.
I love that
thing of it, though.
But once you got in here in '95, you got. I love you said your 2-page what?
That you get the 2-page contract, and it says that you cannot be fired for what you say. Did you not get your? Do they still do contracts?
I don't think so.
No.
And she would, and it was her signature. So Scott calls you in, come sign your thingy, and literally one page is blah blah blah, but the last line says something like, "You can't be fired for what you say on stage." And I was like,
one of my
this
favorite
is protecting
things.
me more than the Comedy Store, because that's the difference too. At the other one, it's like that. With Fuckface Mark, and then they put their name.
Oh yeah.
She puts their thing. Oh, and by the way, they have a thing called the fucking.
Don't
main
whisper.
Room.
What?
The main room at the Improv now.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank
what
you.
The fuck?
Thank you for knowing
Holy
that.
Shit. Okay, first
Does
off,
that bother you? Drives me crazy.
It only bothers me because when I perform in the main room, there's never anyone there. So they do a great job.
Never called the main room.
No, well, there's. When I first started going to the Improv, which was rare, there wasn't a second room. So it was just
Well,
there was just one
lab.
room.
No,
the lab didn't exist until mid 2000s.
Maybe around
So like
when I started doing stand-up.
Yeah, probably around then is when they opened it, and then it was just like that vacant room.
Yeah,
and Ari would do storyteller thing there. But then before that, like when I first started going over there, that was just part of the bar. It was like a lounge, but they didn't have a stage, so there was just one. They didn't have to call it the main room because there was only one room where comedy existed.
It's so infuriating when I see it, because this is how you could tell somebody was doing a bringer show at the Comedy Store, because they'd be like, "I'm on the main stage," and I'm like, "Good, go be a stripper on the main stage."
Yeah.
Nobody's on the. There's no such thing as the main stage.
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
I mean, maybe it's a compliment to Mitzi in some weird way, but
the Comedy Store in general is doing better, so they like to take. I think the Ice House says it too.
Oh no.
Yeah.
They might say main stage.
Yeah, I think it is main stage. I can't remember.
Stage 2 and main stage.
The point
or
is,
something
all
like that.
those clubs are fraudulent examples of what
they
comedy
all
should
used
never
to work
be.
for me anyway, so what does it matter? That Jamie over there.
Well, she liked Jamie. She just
because he worked the door here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told me that whole story because he was going to sign me up this one time, and I'm like,
Jamie made you sign too? See, I haven't signed anything ever.
You
think they did away with it?
Because I was scared. I didn't back then. You were really only supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And you didn't. And you would. And I was so petrified that they put my name on the wall, and that'd be the time. Or I mean, on their stupid marquee or something. You know, I'm like, she'll drive by and see the one time she's looking up. You know, all that traitor.
Oh yeah, and how much she loved you. Yeah. You were like one of her puppies, her faves. So you weren't allowed to do that stuff.
I'd heard that I got suspended almost more than anyone behind Eddie and Sam. How the fuck is that
You got banned a lot? Why did you get banned?
Because of the pot and the girl problems and the stupid back thing. But so you have to understand the main room. We didn't use we would hang out in the girls' bathroom.
That's how it was when I got here too.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
From 2000 to 2009, there was like one show a week in there. He was the
beginning of the debauchery. You were in the thick of it.
It was basically just 7 rooms to get high or try and get laid.
I mean, one time it was like Witness. I'm a little Amish kid because I thought she came in, and Barris and I are in there, and he's already left. And I'm getting ready to take a piss. What's going on? Oh my God, I don't know what to do. So literally, I'm like Witness kid in the fucking bathroom. I just lift my legs up and just make
Yeah.
No sound. Oh my God, this is it. Because Paul Mooney would fuck me over all the time.
The little white boy.
Oh,
on
that
the
little
skateboard.
white boy on the skateboard. He's the one putting all the smoke in the air, Mitzi. And she would make him
she would
go
rat
on
a lot.
because she knew how much he hated me. Paul Mooney hated me. She created Flat Ass Tuesday when Fat Tuesday.
Yeah.
He was the host, and he'd have to bring me up, and it was only crazy weird white people that he hated.
Hilarious.
And it was the best Tuesday nights ever. Oh, you white people will laugh at him. Oh, that's how he would bring you up.
And he comes out like a little stoner because he was totally a little stoner. It was like everything you saw in a movie. Jonathon came out like that. And he would but you were a skateboard guy, which is like normal. And then my favorite thing was, and this is why I think I remember you so well, not because you were here a lot too, but he got a deal with a skateboard company. With
the Vans tennis shoes.
And so Mitzi always made us wear all black. We were never allowed not black shoes, black
I got
everything.
in trouble because I didn't have black shoes when I was a doorman.
Well, Jonathon got a deal with Vans, and he brought us all sneakers. So we were allowed to wear them. They were blue, they were pink, they were brown. I was like, we can wear them? And Mitzi's like, yeah, okay. Jonathon brought them. And we were all like, fuck yeah. Wearing our mine were blue suede, or Lauren's were blue suede, mine were brown. We fought over them, but my big giant feet only fit into the brown one.
It only really mattered back then to try to impress the waitresses.
That's a fact.
You needed to get Jeff. Do you want Jeff to be into your shit?
Jeff Scott?
Yeah, Jeff
Steve
Scott.
Moore, too. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Stevie
exactly.
Ray
But
Moore
it was the waitress, Anna, Lauren. Because another thing, too, because you
Anna
girls
Banana.
were so pro about, keeping the rooms going. One little from you walking through
could help the room laugh,
Really, because sometimes when there's only 9 people in there, they don't even feel comfortable laughing at Brian Holtzman killing it, but you just don't.
Yeah, there's like 3 comedians in the back laughing maniacally, and the crowd's like, I might be in the room with serial killers. I don't think we should laugh
we're
at
definitely
this.
getting shot up today. Yeah, Brian would go on. There was nobody in there, and he would just be screaming at them. And then if Mitzi was in the back, she'd be falling out of her chair, and then he would just scream at her. Is that good? Is that good? You like that, lady?
Yeah. Why don't you read that newspaper before you go line your bird cage with it?
Oh yeah, that was my favorite line. You people read? Yeah. You just line the bird cage and walk out.
Do you remember when I had him host my main room show and he rode the tux and he fucked up so Hugh Hefner's in the crowd, Pam Anderson, the 2 of the Beastie Boys. Mm-hmm. This crowd is going crazy, and Brian is having one of the thing. It's like it's either the greatest and holy fuck I am with you, or
the worst.
Oh, Brian, and it was the tuxedo. He hated the tuxedo.
It threw him off.
And then I'm no better because I'm back in the back smoking pot with Eldon Campbell of the fucking Lakers and my gay cousins. and I'm like, man, maybe I should just host and take over it. And what a mean, horribly fucked up thing to say to do it. And then Chris Rock comes in the back and he's like, I want to be your special guest and do this stuff. And I'm like, Brian, this is going to really be. No, it's not. And then he just went right back out there. And then the crowd, you just hear.
You call him Chris Stone. He gets mad. This guy needs more money. How much money you want? Chris Stone. What? That's not his name. Like, he gets so mad when there's a special guest that's already famous.
That's so good. Yeah, see that.
So did he continue to host? I remember you bringing in like having that good show. You had it a few times.
Oh,
didn't
I had
you?
a whole bunch because I had Fishbone play. I had Dred Zeppelin. Mitzi started letting me have bands come, and when Fishbone came, that was the end all because we had so much fun because we would go on K-Rock in the morning and do promo, and it would ruin it for the other comedians. So I would just I would just go try to I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep the doors closed, but. And it's fucking Fishbone.
The walls are fucking and I'm like, I'm sorry. And the comic's like, can you turn that down? I'm like, it's not a radio. That's a band.
There's a band playing.
Yeah, I never liked when they had bands, and they did it a lot. You pretty much started it at least. I started at 93.
I think Paulie told me that he did it a couple times first.
I've worked his parties.
Yeah, and
he had House of Pain. That was great.
Do you remember the big Halloween party where we got closed
Well,
down?
we lost
and we
our
were
liquor
suspended?
license.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh! Were you there for this?
I wasn't there, but I've heard the legendary tales.
Paulie dressed up as fucking Larry Flint. He spray painted a goddamn fucking wheelchair gold and put on a suit, and it was the funniest shit you ever saw.
Dude, that was him and Brent Boldhouse. Freddie was Tony Clifton.
Right.
Freddie was Tony Clifton, and we were all dressed as devils from Playmate Devils.
Hot.
Those are hot
Louise.
pictures, right?
Hey, does Brian Holtzman still have the day job at the airline?
Oh, no, he lost.
No.
Okay, then I can tell you guys a brutally crazy story.
Yes, I hope
this
so.
one's going to get me in trouble because he was...
No, he's fine.
He knows the story.
He
too,
does,
but
yeah. He's
let me
animal
just-
control now.
No, he was
down
like,
in
why
Redondo.
would you use my name in this story? I told him the whole story, and he was like, but why did you use mine? Because I knew you weren't. So, like, Delta or some airplane fucked me over, made me miss one of my flights. And I'm like, I'm a vindictive fucking stand-up comedian, and I will get you back for this no matter what. And the guy's like, fuck you. You know, literally with the fuck you thing. And then the poor Marge Simpson with her family. But I was like, we really need to get home, too. You know, it's just this nightmare of bullshit going on. And I remember the guy's name and everything. And so I come up with this horrible fucking thing, and I call and I say, hi, my name's Jonathon Pekar. I'm a comedian from the Comedy Store, and I know my friend Brian Holtzman is one of your employees here, and he saw I'm a skateboarder and I have all my stickers on my suitcase, so he know it was mine, and they pulled a prank on me, but I need my stuff back, and I don't want him to get in trouble, but I really think it's lame that they urinated on my suits, and this isn't cool. And they're like, I don't even know. And I'm like, look, my friend is Brian Holtzman. He's a comedian, and I know he works for you. And I know
that
they
he keeps
pissed.
saying Brian Holtzman.
And he pissed in my thing, and they stole my jewelry. I want my jewelry back, and I want something, because this isn't cool. This isn't a prank. This is bullshit. And they're like, well, we don't have an employee. Well, American Airlines or whoever he works for. No, he works for a whole. I'm like, so this isn't Brian Holtzman. One of your people did. We're starting this conversation, and by the time it was all done, so I couldn't convince them to give me reimbursements for any of this fake jewelry. That none of this even exists. But they said, if you give us a receipt for any of your suits, we'll reimburse you. And my friend worked at Nordstrom's, and he gave me all these fake receipts. So I went and got $1,700 worth of receipts. They gave me the reimbursement check for it. And then I go running to Brian to tell him the story, and I keep telling it. And it's Brian, the whole time I was like, but why would you use my name? To make it more real. It had to be real, bro. But why would you? Because it's real. And so, yeah.
Oh,
and
my
I was
God.
like, never fuck with the comedian. We are vindictive, and I will
No,
win.
just you.
No, it's all of us. Oh, no. The guy looked at me because it was a big deal, because it was that stupid 90210 bullshit. I thought I had to be back at before. And if I missed it, I was like, rock star dickhead skateboarder can't even show up on time. They made me miss the flight, and it made me look like Ace Frehley, a kiss who can't be no fucking where. And I was so heartbroken about that. And the guy looked at me with that, fuck you, mother, fuck you, that look, you know, that smelling ammonia. And I'm like, I will win. So, yeah. Brian, that's all I remember. But why my name?
It had to be real. At least you didn't say there was like coke in the fucking suitcase and shit.
And I'm like, but Brian, you're the kind of guy that would whip his
for 20 years. 20 years? More than that.
Something like that. I think, I don't even think he got fired. I think he was there long enough that he was able to retire.
No, I think he got fired.
Yeah.
Because he was on suspension a couple times, and then he just exceeded. He failed the drug test.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it got to the point where it was like, all right, that's your third strike or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And
wow,
that's what.
I just remember right after that was when I saw him. He was doing the parking enforcement in Manhattan Beach, dressed like in full fake cop attire, shorts.
He looks good now. He's got that mustache. He looks like Ricky
got...
Ricardo in Prozac. I like the way he looks now. He's got
now
that
with
style
the white
thing.
sneakers, he looks like Pablo Escobar. Wait, do that.
Straight
this
Narcos.
Is my favorite, what he does. Holtzman.
I'm down. I go down to Manhattan Beach, and I'm walking down the street, and I look over, and right at the one block up from the pier, they have the roads blocked off so that people can't go down there because the parking's all filled. And I just look over and I see Holtzman standing there, and I'm like, is that Brian Holtzman? What the fuck is going on? I'm with my buddy, and then he's like, hey, Ingraham! And I'm like, yeah, that's Holtzman. So I go over and I talk to him for a little bit, and I'm just like, this is so weird. I just keep like just keep looking at him like he has a badge. He's like in full uniform. Like,
dude, it's frightening
Yeah.
to see. It's great though.
and so I'm just. This is what I do now. You know, I'm not at the airport anymore. I do the parking for the city,
that's a
Manhattan
good
Beach.
voice. He's got it.
And I'm like, cool, man. And so I talked to him for maybe 5-10 minutes, and I'm like, all right, we got to go. And he's like, I've got 2 more hours left. I'm like, what? And he's like, I got to work for 2 more hours. Where are you going? I'm like, I don't want to stand here for 2 hours. He's like, oh, fine, yeah, it's cool. I'll see you. I guess I'll see you later, huh? I'm just like, is he mad at me now? Like, I don't know what to do. So I'm just like, all right, man, cool. We start walking away, and I get about 2 blocks up the hill to where I had parked, and all of a sudden I just hear over a loudspeaker, August Hamilton! It's August Hamilton, people! And I turn around, and he's in a police car, or like this official City of Manhattan Beach car, and he's talking over the loudspeaker, middle of summer. There's hundreds of people walking around the sidewalk. Now they're all just staring at me,
Like, who
standing
the
on the
hell's
corner.
August Hamilton?
That's August Hamilton. Read about him in your local newspaper.
Because he does a ridiculous August Hamilton impression.
And so that he would always just talk to me as, oh, look who it is, drunk August, huh? And so
He
I'm
does
just standing
sober
like,
and drunk Argus.
Oh.
Drunk Argus is our favorite.
He's on the 10. He's on the 5. He's on the 405.
See y'all on the freeway.
See, Arg was a big deal to me growing up in Memphis, Tennessee, because that motherfucker was on the Johnny Carson show like every Tuesday, it seemed.
Oh yeah.
He was like, I think he held like the world record for the most.
Did you listen to Argus on here? He was
No,
great.
I saw that when I started scrolling down. I was like, okay, I got to do the Bobby Lee. I got to hear what, and I was like, oh, and I went to the top because when I saw Jimmy, I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
I
super.
miss Jimmy so
He might be here
much.
tonight. I think he's at the Improv, probably
Okay.
on the main
probably
room.
he's in the main room down there. Sellout.
Yeah, and then I don't know if he's here later. Maybe it was last night he was here. I forget.
No, he wasn't here last night because
Oh yeah, that's right. You were here last
I
night.
had so much fucking
Was
fun
Jeff
here last
Richards in your group as well, or did he come a
night.
little bit
No,
later?
I think that he was a little bit later.
Yeah, I think he said
Yeah.
he was like him and John Reap.
That's right. Okay, so
Were
they
part
were.
of that crew.
See, I
They
get
were
so
late-
confused. It all
very late
merges
90s,
together for
yeah.
me. Because I mean, I clearly remember you, but then Mitzi would start all that crazy shit with hiring the comics to be promoters. But what they would do was basically barking like they did in New York, go hand out tickets.
They made us do that when I was.
And then
growing
people
up.
started selling the tickets, and there was all kinds of scams going on.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I just thought it was just easier.
None
It's
of them
just
were
bring
helping
all
get
your
people
drunk
in.
skateboarder and snowboarder friends because they want to come have fun.
He really tried,
So-
though.
Yeah.
and it just because it's hard to get people to want to just get out and go out anyway, but then
And
to
spend
park-
money.
right? And parking is so. And House of Blues time, it was really lame back
Yeah.
then. So it was just.
Because they would take the Hyatt or Andaz, whatever it's called now, and then I don't even know if the other place was there. Katana didn't open for
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know, but that little parking structure, we had no parking. That's why people would come after us and be like, they're going to lose the Comedy Store. We'll make it a parking lot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was constantly going to be a parking lot.
How
Paulie's
the
like,
fuck can a parking lot make more money than booze? I mean,
Easily.
Yeah. I mean, easily in
Huh?
that
there's
from
nowhere
2000
to park.
to
Yeah.
2010.
We didn't have anybody in here
The only booze being sold was
to the comedy.
literally being
Oh, yeah.
stolen.
I was
by the
going to say
comics.
that. Yeah, like I stole
I mean,
my way. What Pete was when I was
Mr.
just,
Pete.
Mr. Pete. I'm just going to give you $50 tonight, and I'll apologize later. But
Okay.
man,
Okay.
you got to be a little tighter than this. You know I am here to steal.
Tony, right? The Thai
Yeah.
dragon. Okay. Tony- you remember Tony?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so
What?
Tony, He was-
hey, you want a drink? Oh.
Mr. Pete was tougher,
frightening.
scarier, right?
Oh yeah,
Mr. Pete,
Yeah. Attitude.
He looked so sweet, but then you
Mhm.
piss him off, his eyes got even smaller. You're
Hey,
like,
what's
"Is
doing
that
it?
possible? He
boobs
threw
would shake
an
a little.
entire.
Yeah.
We used to have Knudsen juices, right? KN,
Yeah.
right? And he had a tomato juice. Steve Pearl reached over to get like ice or a glass or something, and Mr. Pete was not having a good day, and
No.
he took it and he goes, "You wait from me," and he threw it, and it shattered tomato juice everywhere. I was like, "Hey, Steve, don't reach over the bar. Pete's not in a good mood today." He had a heart attack behind the bar, Mr. Pete.
Oh no.
It was amazing.
It was amazing. His
Well,
heart
he
attack was
kept
amazing.
going.
Oh, he kept working.
He
That
worked
is
the
amazing.
entire night.
Yeah, that's
And
impressive.
He would just literally stop to throw up in the trash can. And then he would
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
make everybody's order. And I'm like, Mr. Pete, you don't look good. And then I remember Mitzi came in. I go, Mitz, is there something wrong? And Mr. Pete's not talking about it. And she went over to talk to him. And he goes, it's okay. It's okay. I'm okay. It's okay. You know, so proud.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, he doesn't look good. I think it's his heart. I swear, she said it, not him. And then she made me take him because he wouldn't do it. And I said, I'll come pick you up. He lived in Hollywood, and I'll take you to her heart guy. And we got to her heart guy, and they immediately put him in Cedars-Sinai. They're like, you're walking through a heart attack.
This is
12 hours later.
Yeah, that's badass, though.
Oh, yeah, that's hard-headed. You know, yeah. That's just...
He was so appreciative that we did that. Like, he bought me a microwave. I was like, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, what? Right? Is that good? Yeah,
I don't know what to do with it.
Very
right,
traditional in the Thai culture.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I was like, what do I do
Haven't you
with a
seen in their
microwave?
pyramids?
And I
It's
still have it.
man handing over square box of fire.
Literally
Yeah.
a giant microwave. My roommate was so excited. He's like, where'd you get this? I'm like, my friend, Mr. Pete.
Man.
And he
Mr.
would
Pete.
come over and take his shoes off, leave them outside. Like, truly traditional Asian. And and he handed me a microwave. I was like, Mr. Pete, this is too much. And they were very expensive. This was the 90s. I was like, dude, no, I don't even use a microwave. He's like, it's okay. You take. It's okay. I buy you something else. I'm like, no. I use a microwave. Like, no more appliances. I don't know what else is coming in.
Did you ever get addicted to blowing up CDs in
Wait a minute.
microwaves?
What? I thought you were going to go completely different.
Oh, no.
route
Yeah.
with
Have you ever
that,
put a
but-
CD in a microwave and hit 5
No.
seconds?
What am I, a stoner?
It
Did
is
you-
so addicting. You've done this, right?
I've never done a CD, but I am
You've
familiar
done
with what
other
it would
stuff?
done. I mean, I put
CDs shoot
Partially
off lightning,
metal.
like little front covers of Metallica.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so addictive, but it stinks real bad. But it's really fun. I was like up to
No.
a 12-pack a day. I was getting out of control with it. It's fun. It
Fire's
smells
always
bad.
cool,
Oh
Eleanor.
yeah, oh yeah. But it just immediately just goes, and then just fries.
So
but
what do
it's-
you put it on high for 1 minute?
No, not even a minute.
It's like
2
there's-
seconds. It immediately blows up.
there's just enough metallic particle in it that it basically sets it on
See,
fire.
girls are so nice, and that doesn't even enter a
I'm
girl's
not-
mind to
I'm
put
not
something in
really
a
nice
microwave
person.
and blow
I
it
just-
up. But
I'm not gonna blow anything up. I'm afraid to put broccoli in the microwave. I think
I'm
it's gonna
afraid
blow
to
up.
eat broccoli.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm afraid of microwaves. My roommate loved it. He would give me all the rules. Don't do this. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But I hate microwaves.
There's one comedian that says that shit would never fly nowadays. This new product, does it work? No. No.
I would never put metal.
Well, yeah,
Well,
that's the number
forks
one
take a
rule.
while.
Oil.
Right. You throw it.
Forks take a while.
Yeah.
What are you experimenting?
Well, you got to do something at the.
You're
Yeah.
like, I don't want to write any
Employ
jokes today.
right.
I know
It's
what
like,
to
it's-
do.
let's employee kitchen lounge.
Yeah, I was gonna
fun
say
time.
it's not something you do with your microwave.
Right. It's at work. Oh yeah. But here's how it
Hey,
first
this
because
guy's a dick. Party sucks. What if we CD'd his microwave?
is that a burrito supreme with the tinfoil? Give it the fuck to me. You know?
That's hysterical.
Well, that's how I first figured it out because I literally just threw a fucking burrito supreme. It's got the little tinfoil thing.
Yeah.
Turned my head to put on a little ZZ Top, and I turned back around. It's
Fireworks
on real
display, yeah.
fire. And instead, I just, who do I call first to tell?
Yeah.
You know, that's not put out the
Yeah.
fire, but I'm like,
No.
I guess I call my brother. I call Jeff.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I have a new thing. You know, and so,
Get Jeff in here. We're
Yes,
gonna come up
quickly.
with new shit.
Quickly.
That's almost like Dice getting excited over the what was that thing? The paper shredder. So he was like, oh, this one, it was real strong. He was like, "Grr."
Mhm.
So he was putting DVDs in there to see if it would eat it. Like,
Mhm.
and I went upstairs, and he had gone through like an entire collection. And I go, what are you doing? He goes, it really eats everything.
Yeah,
And
stuffed animals are
waiting
rad
for-
in them too. That's it
Bro.
makes the little
Are
white
you guys
shit go.
all retarded? Is that a trigger word? I'm sorry.
Not to me.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
about
okay.
to say, yeah. No, damn it, Sam.
No, I am. I know.
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
am.
No, I know that this is it's just so innocent. You don't have brothers,
I have 6 brothers.
and they don't blow up and shoot.
In
and
my
break
mother's
shit?
house, she'd snap their neck.
Okay.
Are you nuts?
Yeah, so-
Maybe they did it outside in a playground somewhere.
Yeah, with all the
Fires?
microwave playgrounds, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, microwave land, of course. Yeah.
Well, regular fires, I mean. Like, my brother Bobby was a little bit of
Mhm.
an arsenic for a minute. Like, he was constant with the fucking light and fires.
It's important. You got to learn who you are, and the best way to do it is
look
to
at my
burn
face.
shit.
Look at this right here. That's me getting shot in the face with a bottle rocket.
Nice.
See the hole in my
That's
face?
different.
Yeah, that was a
That's
bottle rocket
good.
war.
We've
Yeah.
done those.
All
Yeah.
American.
That's just a pop
I've
in
done
the face.
those.
So yeah, see, everyone has
Well,
bottle
like
rocket
my
wars.
brother Charlie, I'll never forget. He had these jeans on. They were called Tough Skins. I think they were from.
Sears,
Yeah, it's
Tough
old
Skins,
school,
fuck
right? And he had we were lighting firecrackers in the rich neighborhood, right? So we were fucking with people and doing shit, shooting bottle rockets. And Charlie had a whole bunch hanging out of his pocket, and my brother Billy lit it like a dick, and it blew his pocket off. We couldn't believe it. And Charlie was running for. Like it was the greatest thing ever to see. We're pretty evil that way.
I just remember. Do you know the first time I ever performed here? I came in with a gas-powered leaf blower in the OR, and I
To piss off
fucked
Juan
up
Carlos?
the whole room of gas. I forgot about that. I totally spaced that. That was the first time because Jeff Trenton was the manager, and he's like, "I can sneak you in and you can come do some sets, but when Mitzi's not here, come practice."
Yeah.
You know. And then I went in with a leaf blower, a gas-powered leaf blower, and the smell wouldn't go away. It was just it was
I would have kicked your ass if I was
horrible-
here. I don't remember that.
it was a nightmare.
Or I blocked
was
it.
Yeah. I could be.
I totally forgot. And then the one time I wore a tie on stage, and that's when the lights came on. They're trying to get me to apologize.
That
to the
I do
crowd.
remember.
Oh, this is when the riots are going on, and the
Yes.
two black girls in the front were like, I had real long hair, and they wanted to keep touching my hair, and I'm like, please just leave me alone. Just you know what? I'm fucking new at this, and I'm really trying to do a skit to impress these fucking waitresses. Don't fuck with me, you know. And it's like, and then it happened.
What?
I said, why don't you just suck my dick? I said it low just so they could hear, and then everyone goes, ooh, and then she goes, if you had one,
God
ooh,
damn it.
and then I really fuck up and say, had your mammy not bitten it off in a southern drawl like I say, then all of a sudden the piano player starts, Mr. Pekar, we need you to play, and then
If you knew Susan.
the lights came on, and I just remember Jeff Trent in the back because
I can't remember who that is.
Jeff
which
Trent
was great.
was Buffy, the big buff.
We had so many managers.
His
I
name is
barely
Jeff
made
Trent. We
eye
call
contact.
him Buffy, but they didn't even know who even knew how to turn on the lights, and they're trying to get me to apologize. And my two best friends are in the front, Kenny and Chris. They want to protect me, so they stand up and flex to try to get me out of there. And I'm like, I'm never wearing a tie on stage. What? I blamed it on the tie.
Cursed.
Yes, the goddamn fucking tie. And this is back when
You're
we had a
out-
hot dog thing out front.
Out of your element.
And I go out front, right, and I taking the fucking tie off in front of the hot dog guy and the fucking thing. And Kenny and Chris come out and like, you're going to be the most famous person in the entire world. You are in so much trouble right now. And then I call Scott Day the next day, and he's like, just don't come around for 2 months. Just stay
So
the
that's your first
fuck
banning, or your?
No, that didn't count. No, I wasn't a paid regular. I'm just getting to sneak in
that's
because
right.
Jeff's
Right,
giving
right,
me
right.
little spots here and there because he could
Right.
control it back then. And he's like, just disappear and she'll forget about it because she knows.
Oh yeah. Well, you remember
Oh.
Yorsey? He changed his name like 30 times. He got banned so many times. He kept changing his name.
Yeah.
He started as Yo Mama. Yeah, like I didn't know what to call him. Like now Yorsey sticks, but before that he had about 3 or 4 different aliases that he would change to.
Yeah, I've only known him as Yorsey and that guy who's always coming out of the shower in the main room.
Because we had a manager named Debbie, a black lady, and Yorsey he'd be like, "No, I'm not him. I'm this," and she'd be like, "I'm black. Do that to the white managers. They can't tell you apart." And me and Debbie would just laugh so hard because we thought he kept coming back. He would get banned and just didn't care. Kept coming back.
Damn.
But see, you would disappear for a little bit.
Yeah, I would just go.
which would help.
Yeah, but then when I became the paid regular, then there's no getting around anything. Then the fear is in me all the time because the first time I was suspicious because it was she wants to see you. She says, I never even knew the middle room I'd never been to her office, the
Oh,
scary
her office.
middle.
Yeah.
Her real office.
Yeah, Scott's like, she wants
Halfway
to talk
up
to
the
you.
haunted staircase.
Yes.
You got to go up a stair and
Oh,
down a
go
stair. You're like,
And then
what?
go another
And then
right and
another
go
door.
down and
Yeah.
around. It's just, and
Then you just start seeing all these old school lamps, and you're
so
like, did I go back
scary.
in
We're
time?
What the fuck is going on in here?
Yeah.
She told me a story once that she said she couldn't be in that room for like 6. Oh, the ghost bothered
They
me
really
too much.
fucked with her. They used to turn her music on and off, and I'd be sitting doing paperwork, and she'd be like, "Stop it!" And I'm like, "What do I do?" Like terrified, and she'd be like, "They're playing with my music. God damn it!" And I'm like, "All right." And then she would sit outside in the belly room because her office, the other door goes out into the balcony of the belly room.
Right.
So she would sit out there because she couldn't deal with them. Like she was mad at them. Right now, you think she's playing with them?
Probably.
I don't know.
She's
I
just
don't know why I
happy to
said
be
playing, but you know what I
talking
meant.
to him now, yeah.
I'd really like to think that I don't want to have anything to do with any of that. She's, you know,
Are
she's
you?
like-
She's still fighting with him. You're the motherfucker who used to turn my Artie Shaw. What?
Well, guess who's here and ready to rule you now?
Like, oh my God. She died and now she's haunting us.
Oh yeah.
How's La Jolla Comedy Store? Is the condo and everything still there? What's
Oh yeah,
life
they're
like
doing
down
it.
They rebuilt.
nice.
They redid it.
It's
after,
almost human. You don't get a hepatitis.
Yeah,
you don't get
it's
anything.
like
Hep C no more.
I went down
AIDS.
there last year and it was like they just got done literally refurnishing, redoing everything, and it almost felt weird 'cause
You're
I'd
like,
never
ugh.
before been like I really got to clean this place up. But I was worried that when I left they were going to go in and be like, well, some of the stuff is out of place. Whereas before you'd go down there and you'd be like, oh my God, there's so much famous jizz all over this
I
place.
know that weird Coke mirror
Yeah.
glass thing that everyone
All
bumps
of
their
it,
up.
man.
Yeah.
Me and Holtzman, I remember literally surfboarding with Paulie's good surfboards off the balcony,
Oh,
and Holtzman broke one in half. Schubert went right behind him. I mean, it was
hilarious.
off the balcony with a board. Like it was complete insanity.
It was so fucked up when I first came to the Comedy Store. I went down to La Jolla with Ari Shafir and Skippy Simon, I think, and
Hilarious.
we
You remember Skippy?
yes.
Okay.
we go down there, and Matt Bragg was the manager at the time.
Sure. The
And
great
so-
Matt Bragg.
We said we were doing like Wednesday, Thursday shows down there or something, and we were like, "Hey, so is it cool if we stay in the condo?" And he was like, "Absolutely not. You guys are
No.
gonna fuck it up before the headliners get there."
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, that sucks. And I just didn't know anything still, so I'm just like, I don't know. I guess maybe we'll drive back, or I don't know how this works. And so we did the show that night, and then Ari was like, all right, let's go to the condo. I'm like, oh, sweet. He said it's cool. And he's like, no, but the door's broken. And so we go down there, and one of the balcony doors just didn't close because it was so far off the
Oh yeah, off the track.
Off the tracks.
Yeah.
And so Ari just walked around, went over,
I'm not fixing it.
opened the
Yep.
door, and then came and opened the front door, and we just
Because you
stayed
could
there.
hop from the balcony to the other
Absolutely.
side. But
Yeah.
as I always remember the
We
letter
did
in there
that
from Mother
all the
Superior,
time.
keep this place. Oh, yeah. Shit, I couldn't keep up with the key, so I would just leave it there because I could climb up.
Oh yeah, I remember we had the code too for a while.
That's right.
Now they still have it, I
Yeah,
think.
it's been the same code, front door code.
But it was the same front door code for years, and we had Freddie's cousin Jake used to come meet us, and he'd already be in there partying before we got down there because he had all the codes.
It's been the same
It
for
was so
at least
lax.
10 or 12 years now to the condo to get into the front of the building. And now
Absolutely, yeah, that's
it's like the
same.
9742.
You
I think
don't
it
have
is.
to tell
I
anybody.
think it's all right
that.
to tell
No,
them. They can
I
get
know.
in
Yeah,
the
I was
building.
going to say, yeah.
But on the actual door, it was always the same as well. Or
Mm-hmm.
you would just go in, and Jake would jump and go through the
Yeah.
balcony doors.
Yeah, you can go through the balcony on the guest bedroom or the feature bedroom.
Yeah. Everyone hated us. I mean, we were pretty terrible going. And I wasn't even a comic. I was just
She
going
booked
down
a
there.
week with me. Remember Golden?
Oh, yeah.
Gulden.
Gulden.
Absolutely. She's not
The Turkish
mustard.
sensation.
Turkish Towers. Yeah.
Mitzi made that poor girl stay a week in that condo with me.
Were you
we
headlining or-
Yeah, and she would open it, and we
Yes.
were just it was some weird gift she gave to me because I can't remember the one guy because before, who's the guy who plays with Steve Pearl and he's sober and skinny, he's fucking hilarious, but he's a nut job from old school. babe.
Steve Kravitz?
Yes.
No. Yeah.
Is that him? That sounds right.
No.
Who's the guy that locked himself in the room because I came in smoking the joint and he called Mitzi and he wouldn't leave the fucking room and he came out and threatened me and he wants to fight me and I'm like,
Could be
dude,
Kravitz.
I'm gonna fucking kill
Was
you.
he sober?
He was sober and pissed because I'm smoking
Oh, it could be
weed.
Bursky too.
No, he's skinny. He was fucking hilarious. God damn it! What the?
And he was with Steve Pearl.
It was Steve Pearl.
That's where
this
it's throwing
other
me
guy.
off. Kravitz and Pearl were.
Yeah, see, because no one was getting along. It was almost like this pitted war. Because it's my first time there, and I'm calling all my San Diego friends, like, the Kinnison Coke mirror is here. Come here, let's party. and then this guy's standing, he's skinny, and he's kind of like New Yorky, maybe a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at me, and he goes and slams the door.
Kravitz is Boston, so maybe it is
I don't want to
Steve
be right.
Kravitz.
Feels like that's right.
But
Do you like hockey?
That's him. That's
Yeah.
it. Thank you. That's him. Yeah.
No, I'm serious.
He
because
really hates
when
me.
he got sober,
Mhm.
he really had a hard time.
This is
working
him
with
for
anybody.
sure. And because you also got to understand, I was being a fucking asshole. Walking in
Of
that
course you
room
were
to me
young,
was
you were
like,
coked up.
no, I didn't do coke.
what
I
I
just
mean.
smoke a
You were
shitload
high.
of weed
Yeah.
and just the highness of knowing this room from just
The partying.
exactly. And
Yeah.
it's like,
yeah, but that's
I'm
what I
going to
mean.
take
Yeah,
it.
the partying
You're
was
walking
like
into
ridiculous. Drinking,
you're walking
right.
into
Everything
Yankee Stadium.
happened.
Yes.
Going
Yes.
fuck and playing
Yes.
with the greats.
Right. And
Yeah.
I feel like I have to not only bring my friends here to let so I look cool, but we have to now raise the fucking bar here.
Yeah.
Because you get a drink for free at the Comedy Store. It was
Oh,
just
yeah.
a different world
Yeah.
in
Oh,
La Jolla.
yeah.
The crowd
La
was
Jolla. Sorry.
easy. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
everything about it was just
It was
wonderful. And then when Mitzi would come down there with them, they were the most stressed out human beings. They could
Oh my
not.
God, if I had to drive her down, it was the weekend. Oh man, she'd be like, "Stay in the condo with me." I'm like, "No,
Oh,
no, I don't want to.
God.
I don't want to." But yeah, if she was down there, it was a problem. If she wasn't, it was amazing.
Oh,
I loved
exactly.
You didn't
Corey.
have to deal with her coming down, huh?
No, I loved Corey Soto's story about driving her down there.
Oh, when she got the car stolen?
Yeah, and
Idiot.
she forgot to fill up with gas, and then someone stole the car and only made it a block because the car ran out of gas.
They stole all her music. So for years, Freddie and I tried to replace her music because her music was such a big deal.
So funny.
What is her music?
Anything like big
It's like
band,
big bands, yeah.
Uh-huh.
you know.
The same bullshit they still
Yeah,
play in the
yeah.
main room.
Listen, I opened the main room tonight, the early show. I did that development thing, and they were playing the Artie Shaw band. I forgot. I was like, whoa, I feel like I should be putting out menus and ashtrays. That's how old this is. Like, but they still play the same stuff.
That's what I kept. My biggest memory is when Freddie used to drive Richard Pryor. Remember when he was his driver?
He drove her
So
and
on
him.
March
the limo.
6th, I get to open up for Richard Pryor. Huge fucking deal. And then Argus introduces me to Richard because he would just sit in the car downstairs.
How did
in
Argus
there.
introduce him to Richard, you think?
Rich, this guy, he's a young pup here at the store. Mitz has put together a great show for you. I love you. I'm Argus Hamilton, everybody. Ding, ding,
Wait,
ding.
that's you didn't introduce him. Did you introduce him?
I've been on the Tonight Show 750 times.
Wait a minute. But you're
The
going to
show was
introduce
as
him to
good as
Richard
mine.
Pryor. Do you know Richard Pryor, Argus?
Well, I try not to.
Like, why is that a way to
made that mistake.
Yeah, so you opened for Pryor where?
In the OR.
Oh,
That was that. Remember when Eddie Murphy was coming and
Oh,
Mitzi
when Richard-
made him get on stage? That
Mhm.
fucking asshole. Everyone's in the crowd. It's the biggest night.
brought at
I do
least
Richard-
30 people with him.
Yeah, and Mitzi's demanding him to go up, and all he could do is Richard Pryor, and then just walked up, and it was so like disrespectful to Rich, but it was also
Because
like,
he's terrified.
he was totally.
I didn't know
terrified.
how terrified he was until I saw that night. And then I remember his
Wait,
whole
who was terrified?
Eddie Murphy
Oh.
was, yeah,
because he hadn't been on stage in so long.
I see. Okay.
And so, but Richard Pryor was here, and they were here to see Richard.
Right.
This was when Richard was doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then he switched to just Wednesdays because he was kind of his health was declining.
Yeah.
But Chewy used to carry him up on stage
Yeah,
sometimes.
oh,
Like
yeah,
it was very hard.
those
to,
were that's a rough one because it's awkward, and he
Yeah.
feels awkward. Get this MS off my ass is how
Yeah.
he would start,
and he would yell at you.
Yo, yeah. Oh.
But
Brutal.
they only picked certain people. Like it was me, Lauren, and Jen were the only waitresses allowed to work.
Oh, I
Jen
can just
Freeman,
imagine-
Lauren
oh,
Powell's,
yeah,
myself.
the top pros.
And
yeah.
then whoever went on before and after Richard was very specific. Like she was very.
That was to go
if you
on
got
right
that call,
before,
it was a big
right?
deal.
That was.
Yeah.
I mean, that was life because I was temping at Virgin Records and Hollywood, Beverly
Always
Hills
funny.
at the time.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm
I don't
wanting
even
them
know what
all
that
to
means. Temping at Virgin Records. Like-
in Beverly Hills, Virgin Records, the label, they did
Yeah, but-
Public Enemy. And
He was the
I'm a
temporary-
I had a temp
I know. I
job.
love that.
Oh, yeah.
I
Had a
didn't know
temp
they
job.
let that happen there.
Yeah,
I guess.
Well, because I'm a comedian. And
Oh,
you know,
okay.
it's like,
You
man,
don't
I
wanna
need a fucking
commit.
day job, man. Please, fucking help me. Fuck. You know. And so that's how that
That was a
kind of
good Paulie.
Yeah.
Dude, I can get you in as long as you say the fuck part,
Dude,
bro.
that's my favorite part of the whole thing. Right?
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 Sandy Danto, the best. Wait, okay, so you're doing your temp job and you have to come and open for Richard.
Life changing because everyone. Like I said, it's not overpacked, but when Richard's here, it's packed, but it's packed with fucking famous.
Mhm.
And that's when Martin Lawrence was just doing his fucking phone bill on stage at night and all that fucking wasted time that would drive me.
Eddie Griffin.
Oh, Eddie fucking
Dice
talking
used to
about
do
the
it.
pyramid. Oh, no, okay. Dice.
Look how he gets to-
Here's Dice would kill us because then he would bring the whole room down and piss everyone up until everyone's left. And then he goes, so I'm jerking these two guys off. And then he doesn't talk for 10 more fucking minutes. And you're like, I have to be up at 7:30 in Beverly Hills dressed up to be at the fucking work. My car's blocked in. I can't get out. This $15 thing I'm getting tonight. I have nowhere.
Oh, yeah, he
fingernails to
worked
chew
here
on.
when it was
Oh yeah, we only got
$15.
15 fucking bucks.
A
too.
shift.
A shift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
they raised
He
it-
was
they raised it
25.
25 early 2000s. for
Now
me,
these little
so.
pricks make a living.
I know, it's wonderful. See, but no, that's awesome though, and that's why.
Look how excited he is.
Oh.
I think people should suffer the way we did.
Well, no, I don't want them to go through it. I mean, but I was thinking this earlier though. These fuck faces don't have to deal with the toughness of 6 motherfuckers. That was hard because you don't tell your jokes. Abandon your material, but don't try to. So where are you from? You just try to ring it in like your living room, and it teaches you that timing.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then
It makes you be you.
it
And that's something that-
demands you to be
Yeah.
you, and so
Yeah.
They're all up there pretending to be the comic they think they should be
Right.
because they haven't had the pain of
Real
someone being like, "Are you trying to tell me
experience.
jokes? There's 3 of us here, motherfucker.
right.
You better be you, otherwise,
Yeah.
this
I don't
is
want to
gonna
hear
be
that
quiet
shit.
the whole fucking
I'll tell you
time.
when it used to be horrible though. This was when there would be no one, and it would be
We did those
Joe
too.
Rogan take turns yelling and making fun of me. Then I'd get on stage and try to make fun of him. Then Don would just try to come make fun. I mean, there was no one and nothing to do, but it would hurt. Picard doesn't have any fucking material. He just shows up and gets lucky. You know, I'm like, fuck you, fuck you. You dress like Don Barris. Fuck you. You know, and I'm like, you know, and
You
it's
dress
just,
like
oh,
Don
yeah, I don't know
Barris?
anything else to say 'cause I'm like, fuck if I could just get Joe to beat me up. Oh God, I could pay off USC every punch, 30 grand. Come on, beat me up, Joe. You know,
Doing Bob Nelson's bits. He's hitting me. He's hitting me.
that's
he's
right. Yeah,
hitting me.
30 grand, 30 grand, 30 grand. Yes.
Hilarious.
That's so funny.
That's only my brothers will get that. Did you ever see that on the Rodney Dangerfield special? It's a guy named Bob Nelson, and he talks about this guy. He did a character called Jiffy Jeff,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, you get $5 if you spar with the guy." He's like, "Okay." And Jiffy Jeff would get hit, and he's like, every time the guy, he's hitting me, $5, $5. He was just so dumb. Like he would add it up. How much is that? Like just the dumb punch drunk
Oh,
guy.
he's so good.
It's so
Yeah,
silly.
yeah.
My brothers watch that on a loop more
Oh,
than
you better
Dice.
believe it. Well, that was that was Sam's greatest big, and that was Roseanne's. She was
Oh,
on that
yeah?
tape too.
Sure.
That's
Yeah, I've
that
actually
was
seen
a
that
big
one.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm fat. I guess I should point that out. That's
Yeah.
how she started. That was her first big one that she cranked out.
She
with
played
there.
Rodney's wife. She
Yes,
was in
right.
skits.
In the
I was gonna say,
mirror.
is that the one where he brings her out from the crowd?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I think so.
No. This is when
Or was
she's
that
doing the
different?
skits and she's eating the turkey thing and doing her hair in
Yeah.
the mirror. Yeah.
Get in here. Oh, it was brutal. Jesus. She said that she goes, man, that was so great. Like, I got to play Rodney's wife, and I thought he was mocking you. But it was so because her voice was so grating that you're like, oh, you what? Like if you were married to that, I'm like, fuck, I'll kill her.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Can we just
That-
play the quiet game for the next 10 years, please, darling?
What?
just 1, 2, 3, go.
So wait, when you opened for Richard, how did it go?
That went great because not only did I do Richard Pryor in front of Richard Pryor, but I even used the N word. You know, I mean,
wait
I
a
literally,
minute. Wait. You-
I did the.
There you go.
okay, go
Just
out.
text
Well,
me.
Go for
Are
it.
you getting ready to do your spot right
Yeah,
now?
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Danny
kill him.
Luke. Wait, are we at an hour? We'll wrap it up. That's all.
We're very close. We're at
Okay.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. This way we'll catch
Did
the
you
end
see?
of it.
Look, it went
We're
from
58.
Black Power back
Okay.
there to the Statue of Liberty. It's Statue of Liberty when we're getting done.
Yeah, it's Josh.
Black Power, Statue of Liberty finish.
But wait, so you did Richard
Tear 'em
Pryor.
up. Oh, yeah.
We'll go up and catch the end.
Okay. 'Cause,
Danny
yeah.
Lucas is up there. He wants to say hello to you too.
Oh,
Dude,
oh,
what?
this is so good. This is
So
It
okay,
is
so
paradise here.
so Richard Pryor, you kill it.
so. Yeah, I kill, and then I am supposed to bring up Richard, but we know there's going to
Yeah.
be that awkward moment, and Mitzi knows that I know the thing, but she's dealing with Eddie, trying to deal with. So see, I got to
Yeah.
open up for him twice. So the first time. It was smooth, and then Chewy and some other
Hey,
dude
bro,
brought him
can't
up.
park here. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's,
Always funny.
all I think is Dom Herrera. On that side of Sunset, he's a fucking blues legend.
That's
On
right.
this side, he's a doorman. That is fucking Hollywood.
Yep, that's true in a
Dom.
nutshell, man.
Yes. But
so
that was life-changing. I kept the cigarette and ashtray from
Yeah.
that night because I'm smoking
Oh,
joints and
wow.
and Richard's smoking cigarettes.
yeah.
And so then we all go and leave, and then because I had to go. I'm like, Argus, thank you. I mean,
Yeah.
that really means a lot that you did the introduction, and Rich, because Richard's voice was kind of like that, and like,
yeah.
hey, white boy, keep talking. You're not funny, but keep talking.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
he just
still
wanted to
had to
hear
rag
something.
you. He still had to break your balls.
Oh, for sure.
best. Yeah.
For sure. But I literally got to do the and the bitch had the biggest titties in the world, and she had a tattoo on each titty. And of course they all, and then I even push it because, well, I remember Jesus. I remember when the boy got killed. That's for real. It was down at the railroad depot. I tried to warn the nigga. I said, boy, don't you go fucking with them Jews without no money. And afterwards, that's when Chris Rock and their entourage call me. And I'm like, oh, fuck, here. I've used the N-word. I am dead.
Yeah, you're in big trouble.
So what I'm doing is you guard your face and your nuts. Here's what
Yeah.
you do when you're walking into the circle, guys. Right hand over your nuts,
So
face in front
funny.
of your teeth.
Yeah.
And so I'm flexing. I'm like, hi, guys. And they're like,
Hi,
and they
guys.
circle around me and they're like, do more. Well, shit, I'll say whatever you want if you don't beat my white ass, And then I just did, and they just, because they all love the same shit. I didn't,
Yeah.
just do the skits for
Oh my
them.
God, it's so great. I completely forgot that. I mean, I remember you doing well in front of Richard, but I mostly remember the tie.
That I tried. Right.
Because to me, when it's bad, it's more. It sticks more. It's funny.
The lights
like
look-
where it's going to be a problem, or we might have to fight these girls, or whatever the fuck comes up.
Just years later, Mitzi, like, well, because I was like, what do you mean I'm the third most suspended person? That cannot be.
Yeah.
Paulie, well,
Was
Sam
Eddie ahead of you or behind you?
ahead.
Okay.
Sam clearly.
Eddie Griffin.
Eddie
mean.
Griffin
Yeah.
clearly number 2.
Always funny.
At a far distant
Dice is pretty
third,
good.
you come in.
Dice was banned
But
a lot
that's what I
too.
was going to say, because when Dice lived up there, he was, I heard he was in trouble all the time for a
Yeah,
while.
it wasn't ever up there. It was that way. But
Oh,
yeah,
is it
yeah,
okay, yeah.
that's okay because he got banned a lot. He
Oh.
got banned.
I'm like, this is not the reputation. I'm just trying to.
But even like he'd be at the height of his career playing arenas,
Yeah.
and he'd walk in and she'd be like, "Yeah, you're banned. Don't even think about it. Start your shit." And it's like that's how she was. She didn't care.
Oh, yeah.
We were that night with Eddie Murphy too. I remember his entourage. He had like 20, 30 people, I think.
Yeah.
Every single one of them ordered tea. So I had to bring
Oh,
tea with like
God.
milk and coffee, and so it was like milk,
See,
sugar,
sober people.
and I was like,
yeah. I'm
Don't
not
order.
saying.
Don't
yeah,
order.
Right.
"Go away.
Right.
You don't have to buy a drink. You're not a customer." I was pissed.
So I guess when you're in Eddie's entourage, if you weren't Charlie, you couldn't drink or smoke or have fun. You've got to be
Yeah.
anal, weird, and
Charlie's great, man. We had
Oh.
Freeze loved it. You remember Freeze?
oh,
The
freeze.
best. Well, Freeze was on
yes.
tour with Charlie for a long time.
Oh,
He told some great Charlie Murphy stories, man. So
I've never been more
funny.
proud.
Freeze?
Charlie
Oh.
and Freeze and just all of their, because it's like first off the shadow of Eddie, but for him to literally come the
Yeah.
Dave shit, like, you
Yeah.
can't make this shit up,
Great.
Oh, I have a Prince Dice Clay story of the Comedy Store.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
Well,
so,
then don't whisper.
okay. Well, no, I know. I'm like, I know. I keep
Yeah,
looking
you're
around. I'm like,
whispering
I'm gonna get in
Prince
trouble.
And Andrew are here.
Right? Yeah. And I'm like, oh, who's gonna get me in more trouble?
No.
Prince or Mitzi? But so I'm showing. We're out front, and I'm like, I'm gonna go swoop beers from Pete because Pete was standing on the side. I'm like, I'm gonna go steal beers. I'll be
Mr.
right
Pete?
back. Mr.
Yeah.
Pete. So I'm
Okay.
gonna go steal beers real fast because remember my big friend Ash.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we're all hanging out in the front, and I'm going to steal Heinekens, and I come back with my Heinekens, and I'm all stoked. And Ash, who's not really impressed by much, is like, I'm like, what the fuck? How hot could she be? And he's like, dude, limo pulls up. The driver doesn't even come open the door. The door opens. Prince gets out. He walks up into the comedy store, says hi to us, goes up and sticks his head in, and he sees Dice is on stage. Fuck Dice Clay, turns around and walks away and gets in his car and drives off and leaves. And I'm standing there like, what? What? And I was so proud of Prince for hating Dice because we're all so mad at him at that time because that's the times when he'd kill us. Those,
Yeah.
you know, we were trapped. It was literally one of those
He
nights
would
where
get offended. Prince would get offended.
he was he goes,
Oh.
he literally looked at Ash and he's like, fuck Dice Clay, I'm not staying. But you would think that Prince would send the driver or anything, but it was Prince personally who went up to go and he stuck his head around. Ash is like, he knew what to do. It's like he'd done it a million times. He walks right up past Pete or Harris. Harris.
That's why we switch it. Mr. Pete.
Okay,
Harris
I got
Pete.
you. And he said he stuck his head around just like anyone else would do and knew.
Yeah.
Stood there for a minute
Let me
and
just
walked
peek in.
right
Yeah.
back out. And I'm like,
oh,
and I'm so proud of
Prince.
myself. Like I'm coming back with my championship Heinekens and I've missed a Prince thing. Fuck.
You miss a Prince
A
sighting.
Prince sighting dissing on Dice when we're all so poor and in trouble. And that's when remember when Howie Mandel used to park his fucking car in the front and go eat across the street?
Yeah.
How unfair was that? And then he'd come on stage and do his fucking 1983 act from Jimmy Crack Corn and I Don't Care shit. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You were killing
No
me,
microphone. Drove me crazy.
Oh.
Drove me crazy. Absolutely crazy. Walking through the crowd, no microphone.
Yeah.
I wanted to beat him senseless. And Mitzi would, isn't he great? And I'd be like, well, you need something to drink, Mitz? Because I'm not agreeing with you right now.
I like how Bob Oshak walked the crowd.
When did Bob
he
Oshak
used
walk
to
the crowd?
do
That's
that
great.
shake hands like a politician guy.
Oh.
And it was awkward, weird, beautiful, neat. Then he'd go up and do that rap thing. Here's the one time that Bob looked at me. I'm like, please don't do your rapping thing at my shows. I get so nervous. And then he's like, Pekar, immediately. That's so lame. Right? Yeah, and of course
Pekar, it's
he
my
does
favorite.
it.
The
Yes.
wife beating. Remember the wife beater?
Oh,
that was the
Pat
best.
Benatar.
Yeah.
Yes. To the yes. Anytime that comes
Every
on.
time he would mime taking his jacket off, he would always go like this. I'm like, dude, it's over. It's over, dude. It doesn't come through you. And he goes, that's what you got from it? I beat the shit out of my wife. That's what you got from it? I go, yes. Don't do things to distract me.
Is
do
Bob
it
from
right.
Memphis? Where is he the fuck from? TR DeGraw's from Memphis. No,
TR.
TR's from Memphis.
TR. That's a great one.
Here was TR's great opening joke. Oh, Hollywood, the only place where dogs try not to step in human shit. Yeah, that was his opening there. Like, that is fucking great, man. Can I buy that, please?
I forgot
Can I buy
about
that?
TR.
Yeah.
But Oshak, he might have been from Memphis because I remember, I can't think, Tennessee?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think specific, like where he's from, because this is what happened. He came back. He went home to visit. He came back and he brought Mitzi an Elvis.
Oh,
something Elvis.
He is Memphis. This is right.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So he brought something Elvis for Mitzi, like maybe a little something that played music Elvis songs, right? Because she loved music.
Yes.
So Bob brings it to her. He's all excited. He puts it on her desk. He gives it to her. Right? She's great. He goes out. He was the runner at the time. He went out. He does a couple errands. He comes back. Mike Becker is walking out of Mitzi's office,
Mike.
right? He's been on too. And Mike Becker's walking out and he goes, thanks, Mitz. This is great. And he walks out. And he has what Bob gave Mitzi.
He was the one
Bob
who used to.
was pissed.
That was the guy who would tell me I'm suspended.
Becker.
Because
Sure,
when
he
you
was
call
the
the
big
650-6268 number
Yeah.
to call for your avails on Monday, Jonathan,
Becker
you need
was
to
the
come
real
in
boss,
here.
vice president.
You're not going to turn in your avails this week. I don't know if you know this, but you need to come in here. I'm like,
Becker was the shit. He was the
so
real
good.
deal.
Yes.
And he was so professional. Like Mitzi would tell him to do the worst things, and he'd have to call and do it with a straight face, and he would.
Yes.
So wait, did you stop doing stand up for a while and get into just
No,
producing,
what
or do you
happened
still
is-
do stand up?
Well, I do. See, I'm in the band Are You a Cop? And I hate to move the equipment and shit because I'm a lazy piece of shit. So I turn into Mick Jagger and I just be funny to try to get around. So
Are you? I don't know what you're saying.
I'm in a band. It's a band
Oh,
called Are You
wow.
a Cop? With the
Okay.
guys, one of the Gregory Moore from Black Flag and Ash from Chief Trinkle. Ash.
Oh, you're a
Yeah,
friend.
Oh, yeah, right.
The big
yeah,
guy.
he's
yeah.
a real wonderful guitarist. And
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, we do a lot of just play a lot of shows. Like I meant to bring you records and stuff. I got all this stupid
Aw.
promo bullshit to give out and stuff. But literally, I'm in Are You a Cop and Pigstar, and we play a lot of shows.
Pigstar's my favorite name,
Well,
by the way.
Thank you. We're very proud of the Pigstar stuff. But the problem is, that's kind of the stuff I do in Memphis, and the barbecue is fucking me up. I cannot. I'm having a bad food addiction. I'm literally eating. I was eating so much barbecue and so much fried chicken and just shit.
It's
that was
pretty
like,
good.
It's perfect. I mean, it's
We
like
worked in Nashville, and let me tell you,
you don't
I know,
use
we're
the
not supposed to say
N-word.
N-word,
Gosh, look
but
around first.
I'm just saying the chicken was so good. I
Yes,
hate to
it
be
is.
stereotypical,
I know.
but the
It's
Southern fried
yes.
chicken.
Uh,
Whoa, it was
the
so
South is
good.
the only place literally on the vegetable dish is macaroni and cheese.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's for. I'm not making that. That is fucking real.
But I like that.
Mm-hmm. Fuck
So
yeah.
good.
Yes. And I
So-
got this new fucking TV show, and they're demanding me to lose all this fucking Memphis weight. And treadmills fucking
Okay, so
suck.
you've been living in Memphis for how long now?
Not a full decade.
Okay.
You know.
And now, you were down there producing?
Well, I was the director of the film department at Ardent Studios,
Okay.
producing, and then I won the Emmy for the city of Memphis. See, in 2012, I won a fucking Emmy.
That's
Trip out-
amazing.
I know. Trip out how fucking watered down the system is when a fuckface like me gets to have some.
Shut
Yeah,
up.
I know,
So
but,
what?
For the city of Memphis, for the Memphis Music Foundation, I created a cartoon to help get kids into music because they just wanted kids to show up.
Okay. Yeah.
And so they started putting them in the movie theaters and on the channels and stuff. And it just did a lot of stuff. And basically, I got nominated. And I was so for sure that we weren't going to win that I was like, look, we're nominated. I've got to work my fucking ass off and sell as much shit before that actual night comes.
Yeah.
Then it's over. And I was too cheap on my budget to want to fly out. And I'm fighting with my girlfriend and all this bullshit. So I'm like, we're not going. We're just going to go to the Stax party and go party with the band Lucero and go do some bullshit.
Right.
And then we see that I won. And my asshole competitor dude got to accept and give the speech. And I'm like, I could have given a comedy speech. I'm a fucking asshole. You know,
Oh my
and so the greatness
God.
of winning was balanced off with the you fucking cheap, stupid, dumb idiot. You know, so as a Memphian, I just physically cannot
a
do anything
Memphian.
correct. You know?
I get it.
You know,
I
it's
do
just-
everything backwards too.
Yes.
So you're doing that. You're producing. You have a new show,
Yes, called the Cornhole Diaries. We're actually
Cornhole
shooting.
Diaries.
we're
has
shooting
to
this
be the
pilot.
greatest name I've ever heard.
Well, thank you. We're very proud of it. It is the silliest, stupidest, greatest thing in the world. You know, cornhole in the parking lot. You throw the fucking bags in
You
the
keep
hole.
saying I'm an inner city kid. I don't know.
How
about
do you
that.
not? You don't blow shit up in microwaves. You don't throw things into holes with the. It's called cornhole, guys. You know what cornhole is, right? Cornhole. Yeah. Okay. Just making sure.
They probably grew up in the suburbs. Have a front lawn, grass.
Yeah. Well, it's been anyway. You throw a little fucking bags into
I've
these
heard
holes.
of it.
yeah.
I've seen it. I don't think I've ever played it. I got to be honest.
Well, it's about time you girls start being honest with me.
I play football, baseball,
and
basketball.
basketball.
Yeah, I'm not
Forward.
good at basketball.
Were you a forward? What position?
Yeah,
did
but
you
I
play?
was never good at basketball.
Okay.
Like I wasn't.
See, that was my
It was
shit,
not
too.
my. But football and baseball, softball, like that was my shit.
Do you
And
remember
I
when
was
we
a
had
swimmer.
Do you remember when I formed the Comedy Store golf team, and we won the?
Yes, and I went to the Playboy Mansion
Yes, yes, yes.
because we had the. Hugh Hefner used to come in here and request me as his waitress.
Oh, that is so cool. He was so nice.
because of you. Yeah, I was
Yo,
on there.
gosh,
I was
he
with
so
Tammy
nice to me.
Pascatelli. We were bouncing on a trampoline. She slipped off. I'm not kidding. She went down the hill like a rock on water, like bing, 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 bing. And I go running because it was a little drizzle out, and we shouldn't have been playing on the trampoline, but we were.
Mm-hmm.
And the other girl, Adrian, sat in the corner like, "Oh my God, she's dead,"
Oh, no.
because we thought, or paralyzed or something. So I go running down to check on her as I'm trying to not laugh, and she's like, "Don't touch me! Don't touch me! Am I paralyzed?" I'm like, "I don't know. Tell me, are you paralyzed?" And she goes, "How am I going to call my parents and tell them I got paralyzed on a trampoline at the Playboy Mansion? They're never going to believe me." And she freaked out. And I was like, "Oh my God." So I had to like pick her up slowly and what, but that was you that would do the golf things. And we would host their parties.
Yes.
Completely
we came
separate.
in second place because I would get ringers from Riviera Golf Club. I was
That's
the only real
nice.
comedian. But my friend Jude, who always ran the door when I would do the main rooms, he was one of the guys. But
Oh, yeah.
I pulled in 2 other ringers, and we literally came in second place at that big St. Jude thing.
Wow.
And I know it was right because we all had on our white Comedy Store. You know, we had the
white with the black.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mitzi used to do. I used to have the white sweatsuits, the red sweatsuits, the black sweatsuits.
I did
Now
the
they only
thing.
do black.
I like the new beanie things that Barris was busting. Little Comedy Store.
yeah.
I mean, those are
Wait,
cool.
with the red?
Yeah.
That's
I
an
like
old
that.
one.
Oh, is
we
it?
don't have that one though.
Really?
Yeah, we
Fuck,
only have
okay.
the. I'll see if we have some,
Okay.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So you want to plug your show because we've
Yes.
been going.
Yes. We've
Big
been. Whoa! It's already 11:11. What time is
I
your
know. Make a
spotter?
wish. 11:11. Don't worry, my
Oh.
spots are later.
I only wish at 12:34 because if you wish at the double time all day, you're just wishing your life away all day. You know. So it's like I'll throw the wish at
Got a lot of
12:34.
weird rules.
Well,
I
you
like
know. Well,
Well, okay. So, do you have any dates coming up? I mean, other than Cornhole
oh, she's pissed at
Diaries?
me. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, what
No, I'm kidding. Being a smartass. No, all I really care about right now.
is that's
Sorry, I
radio
was
si-
caring
it's radio
about.
silent.
I was just feeling what
Radio
felt good
silent.
about it, and I was feeling good with the hands above the table. But no, it's the Cornhole Diaries that it's a game for charity, to where literally you just talk shit, and then the winner gets $10,000 to give to their charity,
donate
to
to
their
their-
favorite charity. So we literally get a
Perfect.
plug to charity. So if I'm going up against you, you're Don't Beat the Cats charity, and I'm the Don't Beat the Dogs charity. Well, they get 2 plugs, but if you beat me, well, then the cats get 1 more plug plus 10 grand.
Got it.
And there's kind of
Okay,
the whole thing. It's a
cool.
feel good, but it allows us to just be able to talk shit. And we're trying to get like the most, like you get the Joe Rogan, Carlos Mencia motherfuckers, the FedEx,
People that
UPS,
hate each other,
right?
yeah.
Coke, Pepsi. You get everybody to hate each other, to air it out right there, like to get like people to come together to give money to a charity and to talk shit for one another and compete. This is the only thing.
But then it's a good cause. You kind of work
Exactly.
it. You kind of air your laundry and work it out.
Exactly.
Right.
And
Oh,
that's
cool.
trying to do a feel good and have some fun because we're all older and stupid just as we were as ever, but let's celebrate it
I
and
know
let's
I
do some
am.
good. You're awesome and congratulations.
Would you
for
have
this show.
a website or something or
No, you can go on Instagram at like a One Pig Star One.
One
and,
Pig Star One?
Yeah, but really the
Okay.
only things I really ever like to plug are just really what's going on in like the Comedy Store.
That's great.
You know what I'm saying? It's like this
No,
is.
I love it. That's what
yeah,
I plug. I mean, I only
come
plug my
here.
stand-up
We're hanging out
shows.
right.
Yeah.
Come here. That's really the thing to plug.
I
Come
mean,
hang
here-
out at the Comedy Store.
I don't know when this is coming out. It could be next week. It could be 2 weeks. We're kind of stockpiling.
Cool.
So I'll just say for my dates, go to eleanorjkerrigan.com. I know I'm going to Kansas City April 4th through the 6th. I will be at the Comedy Club performing there, eating barbecue. And then Kansas City, Missouri.
Their shit's
and
watery.
then, is it?
Yeah, it's a little watery.
House of Comedy in Phoenix, April 24th through the 28th, headlining there. So
You have all your dates memorized?
I tried just at
that's
least
so
April.
pro.
I know there's a bunch in May, so just go to the website
I
and find it.
remembered my
Come
name.
to the Comedy Store and check out
Yes.
Rick Ingraham. He's here every weekend, which is amazing. And then I'm
He's
here
good.
when I can be here. And Jonathon Pekar is here now. Very exciting. Josh, do you have anything to plug? Here he comes, Josh O'Brien, our producer. And he's gonna plug some dates because he's got a bunch of shit to say,
Not a whole lot. But,
and we make him work hard.
check out Civilianization Podcast, Military Veteran Podcast. Freeze Love is actually either just came out or is coming out, depending on this one. Because
Sweet.
You
he-
had him on, right?
Yeah,
Again,
it's the
he's
second time,
terrific.
and it was great too because he talks about some because he was old school army, like during the Cold War and
He's
did
got
some crazy
bizarro
shit.
stories.
Yeah, man, and like how things
Garden
are.
walls and shit.
Yes,
Yep,
and then
yep,
Mr.
yep.
Hess,
Berlin.
the
Oh, yeah.
German, and it's really crazy. So that's cool. And if that's not it, it's the one after that, which would be Matt Clear, who worked with SEAL teams down in Coronado. He was a former CB, did some badass shit with
He's a
U.S.
CB.
Marshals.
Yeah.
And he also teaches active shooter classes down in San Diego. So
It's great.
it's one of those two podcasts coming up. I'm probably gonna check out same thing. Check out Josh O'Brien. Just go to my at Josh96 O'Brien. I
How
got
long
dates.
is this plug, Josh?
And
Jesus,
that's it.
man. I love you. Thank
Yeah.
you guys so much for listening. Rate, subscribe,
Woohoo!
get your shit together. Negative or positive comments, we don't give a shit. Thank you.
We're just glad you can type.
Hell yeah.